I enjoyed studying at Yoobee. My name is Mauritz. I'm originally from Cape Town, South Africa. I'm an international student finishing my master's degree at Yoobee colleges. Well, I started in March last year and finishing now. I secured an internship for my final project for Yoobee. My supervisors were extremely supportive about that. They guided me through the entire process, and whenever I needed help, I would just reach out. Well, I sent my CVs to a few companies. Initially, I didn't receive any feedback, but eventually I did, and I went for a short interview, and they explained to me what they'd like me to do, and I introduced the idea to my Yoobee supervisors, and we formulated the project around that. I think that if you send just 1 or 2 resumes and you don't get a response, you shouldn't be discouraged. I think I sent 5, and eventually the 5th one I did get feedback on. I'd say if you put effort into it, it will definitely happen. My Capstone project involves data analysis for a software development company based in Auckland. It involves taking historical data and visualizing it and using that data to create machine learning algorithms or models so that the company can make predictions in the future. Good morning, everyone. So on the 11th of November last year, I started my internship as a data analyst by a software development company. And I developed 2 applications for them that relates to audit log reporting and also data accessibility, visualization and forecasting in the e-commerce platform. This company has hundreds of thousands of historical JSON log data that they kept on servers for everything from people logging into the system to orders being placed and all kinds of system events. The problem was that they did not leverage that data sufficiently. So my gap analysis determined that there was a lot of manual overhead because the company actually had to export those JSON logs into tools such as Excel or random Python or PHP scripts that they wrote on their servers. There was no way to automate this and actually make sense of the data. There was also no way to determine what will happen in the future once you actually analyze the historical data. And scaling was a concern as well, because as their client base grows, those log data files grows exponentially large. So we had to find a solution for that as well. So my research questions delved into how those audit logs can be analyzed and how the entire process can be automated, and what technologies can be used to ensure that real-time data can be used and visualized to their clients and also the team as well while they are working on it. For my research methodology, the approach was to use the agile method for development in 1 to 2 week sprints. Thereafter, the code was pushed to GitHub for review by my supervisors, and they would have internal testing procedures as well, and they would give me feedback on that. Every single day at around about 11, we had a stand-up meeting. The entire team came together, and we had a chat about what we did yesterday and what we'll be working on today as well. User acceptance testing was done at the end of each sprint. Everybody in the team that had a specific role, they would take my code, analyze it, give me pointers where to change what, because I am working as part of a much larger team. If I do something, it might impact what somebody else is doing at the end of the day. So this was my workflow, and that was number 1, to read the JSON logs from the API, and then filter those parameters, aggregate the data, train the models, and visualize it to the client. So this was my project timeline. Started on the 11th of November, completed them almost every 1-2 weeks as those agile sprints progressed, until about 2 weeks ago when we finalized it, the deployment, and that is currently being merged into their core application main stable branch. The key findings from this entire project was that we took a lot of JSON log files and we utilized it to create business intelligence By properly leveraging it, we worked with Kubernetes and Docker to create a cost-effective alternative to hosting it in Azure or AWS Cloud. We separated the concerns of Node, React, and Python with these Docker containers. It's important to note that these historical data that we used unlocks potential for them to make decisions in the future. And that is why it is important. The real-time visualizations also enabled them to respond faster to any issues that they might have. All right, that is my presentation. Thanks. Yoobee taught about 3/4 of everything. I am primarily a Python and C++ developer. In my internship, I was introduced to Node.js and React. It's a new technology that I haven't worked with before, but after 3 months working as an intern, I can feel more confident to actually use that going forward. I now have a lot more skills than I did. Well, after graduating, I need to apply for a post-study work visa, and I will be updating my resume. Yoobee invited me and 2 of my other classmates to a symposium for a project that we worked on. Well, a research symposium was that we worked on a project in class, and it was considered to be for Auckland Transport. We were invited to present that project to a symposium of industry leaders from different universities, even from Australia. And we had to present our case. Whatever you put in, the effort and time, the results will show. Don't be stressed or discouraged. In the beginning, it might feel a bit overwhelming. However, once you start studying at Yoobee and you make a few friends and you get to know your tutors, classwork becomes more frequent and fluent. Soon you'll know what to do and there won't be too much stress on you. You just need to focus on what you're doing, put in the time, effort, and energy, and you will achieve success.